Welcome in. This is Unit Expressions and Equations. This is student handout number 9. Today we are applying multi-step equations. This is the last lesson in this unit. 3 questions we need to ask ourselves as we kind of go through these. We don't need to get overwhelmed. You're going to start seeing a lot of word problems in my class because that's where they want to get you for the ACAP, so you might as well get used to it. Number 1, what is happening in the situation and what information is given? Number 2, most important question, what are you solving for? And then number 3, does the solution make sense? You'll figure out you got the answer wrong a lot of times if you'll just reread the question and see if your answer makes sense. So let's work number 1. I'm going to highlight them as we go through so we can kind of keep them separate. Stephanie is registering her son for swim lessons. There's a one-time, we need to highlight that or circle that for you, one-time $45 fee. You're going to pay that no matter what. No matter how many lessons you go to, you're paying that. Plus a $20 per lesson fee. So every time you go to a swim lesson, you're paying $20. So you pay that one time $45 no matter what, and then you're paying $20 every time thereafter you go for a swim lesson. And then lastly, she paid a total of $225. And then the variable is going to be how many lessons. That's what it's looking for. How many lessons did she go to? All right, so let's write the problem. We have, or what does the variable represent first? The variable represents the number of lessons. That's what we're looking for. That's what the question asks for. Now let's write the equation. You have the $45 one-time $45 fee plus, how do I know it's plus? Because it says plus in blue there. And then plus a $25 fee per lesson. So that's 20 times how many ever lessons, or just 20x. And then equals, how do we know it's equal? Because it says total. And then a total of $225. We do not have to solve it. It didn't ask us to do that. Just ask us to write the equation. All right. Moving on. Number 2. The length of a rectangle is 5 less, so this is stuff we'll need. First of all, we're talking about a rectangle. So let's highlight the rectangle there because we may need that in a second. That's probably vital information we'll need. All right, is 5 less than 3 times? The perimeter is, so that's probably the total, 102, okay? Find the dimensions of the rectangle. Now, the length of a rectangle. So, we got to think about a rectangle. We do not know what are they asking for. They're asking for the whole dimensions of the rectangle. Well, we know the length. So what is going to be the width of the rectangle? Well, first of all, what are they asking for? What is the variable? We do not know the width. So width is x. Yes, they ask us to define the dimensions, but we got to find the width first. And we don't know the width. So, we know the length. You add those up. Twice. So the twice, so you have 5 less than 3 x for w. That's one side. Okay, what's the other side? Plus 5 minus 3x. That's the other side. Okay, so let's make a rectangle. We have 5 minus 3x here. We have 5 minus 3x here. What about these other sides? They're x. We don't know what they are. They're just x. So plus x plus x. Now, that's not done because we have a bunch of like terms that we can combine. We have that 5 and that 5. That makes 10. And then we have a negative 3x, a negative 3x, x and x. I did that wrong. I wrote that backwards. Stop in the name of love. All right, so it should have been, it is 3 times the width, 3x minus 5 less than. I wrote it backwards. My bad. Minus 5 plus x plus x. Now let's combine them. My bad. So that's negative 10, and then combine your x's. 8x equals 10. That is your answer. Equals 102. Forgot the 102 part. Eight x minus 10 equals 102. I just wrote it like this because that's what they said, but it's 3 times less than 5, not 5 less than 3x. I apologize for my mishaps there. All right, number 3 through 7, here we go. Miss Martinez rented a car for one day. The charge was $36 plus 18 per mile. So let's go ahead and highlight 36, 18 per mile, so that's probably 18x. The total was 75. How many miles? What do we need to know, or what do we know? We know that it was $36 one-time fee. And then we know that it was 18 cents per mile. And we also know the total was $75. You don't have to circle them. I'm just kind of separating them for you. What do I need to know? I need to know how many miles did he drive? All right, let's play it. No way. How many miles did he drive is what that was. I'm not rewriting it. All right. So what are we doing? Come on now. So we have the 36 fee no matter what, plus the 18 cents per mile, which is 18 cents, times each mile, which is 18x, or 0.18x, equals the total, which was 75 buckaroos. And if you do that math, you're going to, let's do it in red, minus 36. Why aren't we doing that first? Because we got to undo addition or subtraction first. Those go away. I'm left with 18 cents. X equals 39. And then I'm going to divide, because then I've got to get rid of the multiplication. X is going to equal 216, and your calculator is going to go 0.66666, which we just write with a line over top it. So the answer is Mr. Martinez drove 216.6 miles. All right, beautiful, beautiful. Here we go. Shonda, you know Shonda. Shonda. Shonda uses a $10 off, so that's probably 10 minus, wouldn't you think? So let's highlight 10 off. That's probably minus. All right. To purchase a purse at Chick Mart. That sounds like a chicken place. At the register, she signs up for a credit card, which gives her 20% off. So now we've got another 20% off. So we got more money off of her total after the coupon. If her total was $60, so we know it's going to be total, which is equal 60. What was the original price? All right, so this is probably new for you guys, so let's break it down here. What do we know? We know that she got 20% off. And then we know that she had a $10 coupon. And then we also know the total was 60. Those are the three things we know. What do we need to know? We need to know that the original cost of the purse. She paid 60. So we're not asking what she paid. We're asking what the original cost was. All right, so here's how that works. Here's how percentages work. If she got 20% off, what was the total that she paid of it? If she got 20% off, what percentage did she pay of it? 80. So if she got 20% off, then she paid 80% of the cost. Okay. So how do we write percentages as as decimals? 80%. How do you write that as a decimal? How do you write, let's pause, how do you write 100% as a decimal? It is what? 100%, so it is one whole. So it would just be 1.0, which we write as 1. So if it's less than 100%, it's less than 1. So what do you think 80% would be? 0.80, which can be written as just 0.8. All right? So that's what she paid of the total thing. She paid 80% of whatever she had with that $10 coupon. So she paid 80%, which is 0.80, of the original price minus the $10 coupon equals the $60 that she actually paid. So let's say that again, and I'm going to underline them this time. She paid 80% times of everything. She paid 80% of the original price minus the $10 coupon, and that equaled the $60 that she paid. So now let's work that out. You would go 0.8 0.8 times x, and then you would go 0.8 times negative 10. 0.8 times x is 0.80x, or just 0.8x, either one. Minus 0.80 times negative 10 is negative 8, equals. So we had to do the distributive property there. Step 1. Step 2 is we're going to add 8 to both sides to undo the addition. And those go away. I'm left with 0.80x equals 68. I'm going to write that over here. Now, you are going to divide by 0.8. You're left with x equals 85. So the solution is the purse originally cost, I didn't spell that right, did I? Yeah. No, I forgot an I right there. Originally cost, the purse originally cost 85 buckaroos. Five, at Thanksgiving, Plentiful Pies baked 100 pumpkin pies. 100 pumpkin and pecan pies combined. The pies were sold in a 2-pack. With one of each flavor. When the shop closed, they had 4 pies left over. How many customers purchased a 2-pack of pies? So what do we know? Let's go down to what we know. We know that there was 100 pies. We know there was 4 left over. And we also know they were sold in 2-packs. So that's the things we know. What do we want to know? We want to know how many customers purchased pies, 2-packs of pies, because they sold 2-packs. All right. So we sold them in 2-packs. So first of all, there was 4 left over. So how many ever we sold, we're going to add 4 to that because that's what we got left. So how many ever we sold, we're plusing 4 because that's what's left. The total is what we started with was 100. That's what we started with. Now, how do we figure out how many we sold? Well, how about 2, because they were in 2-packs, 2 times X. 2 times how many ever we sold, say 50, well, it wouldn't be 50, 40, that's 80 pies because there was 2 in each one. All right, so now we just work it out, minus 4, 2x equals 96, divide by 2, and x equals 48. And the solution is Plentiful Pies had 48 customers buy pies. Number 6, 3 brothers each purchase, that probably means, multiplication. Each person bought this, whatever it is. So it's going to be 3 times whatever they bought. So it's going to be 3 times what they bought. They bought 2 chili dogs and an order of tater tots. They must have went to Sonic. The tater tots cost $2.50. We don't know the chili dogs because it don't tell us, but it does tell us the total. And then we need to know chili dog cost. All right. So we know 3 brothers. We know they bought 2 chili dogs. And what was it? The tater tots. And we know the tater tots were $2.50, right? And then we also know the total was $34.50. And then what do I need to know? I need to know the cost of the chili dog. All right, so here we go. It is the 3 brothers times, how do I do times? I put in parentheses. Each brother bought 2 chili dogs. I don't know the price, so it's 2x. Plus, they bought a tater tot at $2.50. So 3 times whatever the meal cost equals the total, which is $34.50. Now, let's go do the math. That is 3 times 2x, and 3 times $2.50, that is 6x plus 7 equals $34.50. Undo the addition next, so that means subtract 7. You're left with 6x equals $27.50. Now you're going to divide, and you're left with x equals $4.50. So the cost of the chili dog. So we can figure out how much each person's meal was. They both bought a chili dog, so that was $4.50 times 2. That's $9 plus the $2.50 for the tater tots. Each person's meal cost $11.50. It's about right at Sonic. All right, number 7. The length, we're dealing with a rectangle again. That's going to come back, and we're going to need that information. Is 5 more than twice the width. So it's 5 plus 2x, or 5 plus 2w, or whatever variable you want to use for width. The length is, that means equals, 60 inches. What is the width? So what do we know? We know the length is 5 plus 2x, and we know the length is 60. What do I need to know? I need to know what is the width. the plan and work. So we have 5 more than 2x, or 2x plus 5, either way you want to write it. Let's write it the same way as last time. Let's mark that out. Let's go 2x plus 5. Equals the total, which was 60. That's it. Undo your addition. You're left with 2x equals 55. And then you are going to divide by 2. X equals 27 and a half. So the width is 27 and a half inches. All right, that is all the fat guy in the back has for today. See you on the flip side.